Thank you very much, ladies and gents. As you are just joining us now, please do take a seat as we move into our final set of sessions across our conference. Looking forward very much to bringing the next set of speakers to you. And just before we do so, you can see on screen the information around the local colour night tonight, which we're looking forward to very, very much indeed. There is transport available for us, which starts from 7:15 or 19:15, and it goes through till 19:45. The final transport will leave at 19:45. Can I suggest that you don't wait for the final transport, because if everyone waits for the final transport, there won't be enough transport. So please just spread yourselves out across those times. That would be good. We move to the next of our presenters to join us on stage. This is Oliver Kumpf, the Managing Director of HTS, Hayes Talent Solutions. The keynote address is New Worlds of Work, New Fields of Tension. We can have the best consultancies in the world, but our name, our brand, our reputation, positive impact and success are reliant on only one thing, and that is people. Over the course of the last 2 days, we've spoken about solutions, we've spoken about infrastructure and technologies and disruption. Very little have we spoken specifically about the people. So we'll be doing that in this particular session now. In his position as Managing Director, Oliver's goal is to be a driver of innovation for his customers, and he wants to make sure that the workforce management solutions are efficient, that they not only meet the requirements of today, but will overcome the challenges of tomorrow. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Oliver Kumpf.
Thank you, Greg. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Oliver Kumpf. As Greg already mentioned, I'm the Managing Director of Hayes Talent Solutions. We are a consulting firm to help our customers to hire and manage their workforce. So if we talk about workforce, it's about permanent staff as well as contingent workforce. Of course, we are all aiming to get a total workforce management in the future, but this is far away and we don't know exactly when it will happen and where first. So technically, I think I have to take this one. No? Where's the presentation? Here we go. All right. New worlds of work, new fields of tension. So is it a new question if we ask ourselves if we are prepared for the new worlds of work? I don't think so. So if we think several innovations and inventions we had in the last couple of years or a bit far more in the history, there was the steam engine, who has changed the way of working dramatically. It was not that factories could stand around the water where the water made the power for the factory. Now the steam engine made happen that a factory can be somewhere in the middle of the country, in the middle of nowhere, which causes new actions, problems, what we have heard about transportation earlier this day. Assembly lines very much have very much accelerated our production, and the jobs have totally been defined in a very new way. Computer and internet, what has this done with our workspace, with our working environment, with the people working for us? And in addition, away from those innovations, there are some less obvious factors who have changed our worlds of work already, which is the availability of information. This is quite a good example of a new way how we work. It's not where we work, it's more how we work. Mobility is more about where we work, how can we work, and where will the jobs of the future. And there's, of course, the pressure from capital markets. It's also a factor which influences our worlds of work. So efficiency is, there's a lot of pressure coming from the investors, that we have cost efficient and very efficient processes in place. And of course, last but not least, the requirements from the people working for us, for our employees. Yeah? So they are looking for new models of working. Yeah? They are not accepting the old school way of working. Yeah? And all this has happened in the past already. That means we have designed the new worlds of work already several times. Yeah? So this was the history. What is about the future? Yeah? How can this look like? What does it influence? Yeah? So I see three major influences on our new world of work. Yeah? The global trends. I will go and step deeper into the global trends a little bit later. Then, of course, the people and skills, which skills are available, which people are available, where are they available, those questions we need to ask and to answer maybe. Yeah? And last but not least, value creation is more and more important, and the market and the market demand is more and more important. So when I'm talking about the new worlds of work today, it's not about, or let's say in the other way around, it's more about the skilled people, the experts. Where are they available? Yeah? How can they create value for our companies? I'm not talking about the lower skilled people, or at least the people without certain skills in factories, manufacturing stuff, and so on. This is a different working environment, but experts which will give us the competitive way of working in the future and the competitiveness of our companies in the future. That is what I'm here looking today. And getting those people, finding those people, retaining those people, those experts, yeah, causes a lot of tension in our organization. Yeah. So what does it mean? There's something mixed up here. So if we have a look on the global trends, yeah, I can see demography, yeah, I can see technology, and last but not least, our society and politics, which dramatically change the way of working. If we have a look on the demography, so in some parts of the world, and that is something I have learned earlier today, so if we talk about, so FIDIC asked me a couple of weeks ago if I want to have a presentation on these days here, and I asked, okay, who's the audience, by the way? Yeah, it's a global audience. I say, oh, that's right tough, yeah. So because the circumstances, the environments are different in each and every region, in each and every continent, and maybe in the continent, in each and every country. So I can't go too deep into certain requirements in maybe your country where you are from, but on a helicopter view, I think we can all think a little bit about what will change in the future. And I'm not here presenting solutions. I want to invite you to think about what does it mean for you in your country, in your environment. Okay? Demography. So people are getting older. That means the population and the society in certain countries are getting older. That means their work time becomes longer. That means their skills may be getting outdated at one stage. Yeah? How do we handle that? That means we need to think about personal development. That means we think about how can we work with another generation, yeah, with an older generation. Yeah? So if I think about myself, I'm now 50 years old. Maybe I have to work another 30 years. Are my skills outdated in 10 years? Maybe yes. Yeah? And I have to think about, and my employer have to think about, how can we maintain that? How can we get value out of those people? Yeah? But on the other hand, yeah, there are coming new generations from the universities, generation X, Y, and now Z. Yeah? They're very used to work with social media. They have great ideas. They think about the future, social media working. Yeah? They don't want to sit in their office, on their desk, from 8 o'clock in the morning until 6 o'clock in the evening. They want to sit somewhere on the beach with their tablet It's not funny, it's true, guys, yeah? With their tablet on the beach and between two surfing sessions, yeah, they want to code something or they want to think about, they want to design, yeah, something. And at the end of the day, after the sun is down, they start working with a gin tonic, yeah, again. Sounds great, yeah? But that's coming reality, yeah? It's already there, yeah? Maybe not next to us. Maybe we can't see them because they are on the beach or they are surfing, yeah? I don't know. But that is exactly what we have to think about. This is the new way of working, yeah? So we have the generation, my age or a bit older maybe, we have to integrate them, we have to get their experience and their values, but we need people with different demands, generation X, Y, and Z. They are very demanding on their requirements to work, but they can add a lot of value and they will design our future, the future of our company. That must be clear for us. Yeah? There's no question, can we follow their demands? Can we fulfill their requirements? It's how can we integrate them into our company, into our processes, into our innovations. They will bring the innovations. That means it's a change of culture at the end. Yeah? Think about the beach. I don't know who knows this guy, Ray Kurzweil. I don't know if I pronounced him well. But he's the chief engineer of Google. And he made very clear that our mindset is very much about the linear future. Yeah? But technology will totally disrupt our mindset in that way. Yeah? So we don't know what has happened in 2 or 3 or 4 years, or 10 years even. Yeah? So we have seen autonomous driving. Yeah? So we have seen a lot on technological future in the last 2 days. What does it mean for us? What does it mean for the world of working? Yeah? So that means a lot of jobs as we know them today, or know them from the history or the last 10 years maybe, they won't be there anymore. Yeah? That doesn't mean we will have less employees or less employees in the company. That will mean there will be a shift from certain roles and profiles in your organization into totally different ones. And how can we make that shift with the existing employees? In many countries in the world, it's not that easy to just replace the staff, to replace employees. So the German labor laws are maybe one of the toughest in the world. Yeah? And if you have settled in a company for a while, you can't get fired, which is good. Yeah? Sometimes, which is not that good. So that means we have to work with it. We have to think about how can we develop the people which are maybe replaced by technology, by automation or whatever. Uncertainty, politics. Yeah. So in our current world, in our current environment around the globe, yeah, what is still certain? Yeah, so we don't know what's happened tomorrow. Yeah, so did we expect what was happened yesterday? No, we didn't. Yeah, that means our clients from today, our customers, maybe won't be our customers tomorrow. The markets we deliver into today are maybe not there tomorrow. Yeah, that means they are somewhere else in the world. Yeah, and we have to think about that. It's not certain that we are a successful company today, that we are a successful company tomorrow. Yeah? And I just want to give you 1 or 2 names, yeah, which is Kodak or maybe Motorola, yeah, both where everybody knows the story about them. They were market leaders in their industry, and they're gone. Yeah? That means they haven't listened to the markets, they haven't heard the signals, yeah, to be future safe. Yeah? And that is something we all need to think about. How we work, how our world of work in our company, is that future safe? You have to ask yourself the question. Yeah? There are other areas, I just want to highlight a few of them, yeah, which maybe cause some changes in our environment, yeah, which is international trade agreements. Think about the Brexit. Yeah, so uncertainty around the Brexit is still there after 2 years of the votes. Yeah, so I'm living in Frankfurt, which is 400 kilometers away from here, which is a financial center within Europe, and many people thinking, and I'm working for a British company. Yeah, I'm very often in London. Yeah, and they are affected by the Brexit most. Yeah, because the financial center of London will move to continental Europe. Most of them will move into Frankfurt. Yeah, so nobody knows in Frankfurt how many people will come from London to Frankfurt. Nobody in London knows how many people will stay in London. What does it mean for Frankfurt? Yeah, if 20,000 or 10,000 bankers moving from London to Frankfurt, it's not only 10,000, it's 100,000 new jobs. Yeah, because they are going to restaurants, they are going to the bakery, they need supermarkets. Yeah, that means there's a totally new infrastructure in Frankfurt or other cities, for example, in continental Europe. Paris is affected, and Amsterdam maybe as well. Yeah, so there are sanctions. Yeah, so I'm in charge of our Russian operations as well, and I don't know if somebody is here from Russia, so it's very, very difficult at these times to work in Russia with Russian companies, with the Russian ruble, yeah, which is up and down, yeah, more down than up. But it's really heavy to work in that environment. Yeah, and it's hard for our people in our Moscow office, yeah, to work and to know what's coming next and to be successful in their job. There are a lot of young people, yeah, they want to be successful, they want to achieve their goals, but where's the future? Yeah? Are they going to move into other regions in our company? We will see. So regulations, yeah, so we have each and every year new laws, new regulations, which makes it maybe easier or maybe worse to work with, for example, contingent workforce. Yeah, so the labor laws in Germany have changed 2 years ago, and now a bit more than 1 year they're in place, and it's not that easy anymore to work with external staff. Yeah, I will come to this a little bit later in my presentation. I don't know if anybody from you have heard about the VUCA world. This comes originally as many things, as many methodologies around the world of work from the US Army. So it describes how you can, or what challenges you have in your organization or may have in your organization if you work in that environment I just described. And so they help, or this method helps you to think about, yeah, to get impulse from this methodology, and maybe it's worth for you to think about or have a look after the conference. What does it mean, and are there some ideas for your company as well? Yeah. As I said, it's how to manage your organization in those four or with those four factors. I want to go a little bit deeper into complexity and ambiguity. Very difficult. So complexity. What is complexity? Complexity versus complicated. Yeah? So we have thought about what is complicated. So complicated is if we have a bigger picture and we can put this into smaller things and then we can better understand that. Yeah. So we can drill that down and then we know what's happened. Okay. So think about a clockwork. It's very difficult to understand at it all. Yeah. But if we think about, or if we go a little bit deeper, we can understand how it works. Yeah. Complexity is impossible for human beings to understand. Yeah? So if something has happened on the right-hand side, yeah, there are so many factors influenced by that, yeah, we don't know what's happened on the left-hand side down. Yeah? So it's not that somebody can foresee that. Yeah? And this gives a huge challenge for us in terms of what can we really understand if we make a decision in our organization. Okay. So there's no unique way of doing something right or wrong. Yeah. So again, here making decisions is very difficult. Yeah, and can have different consequences. So most of the people working for us, they want to have a clear picture, they want to have clear orders and instructions what to do, and they want to see the value at the end already. But we sometimes don't know that. Our customers don't know what the result of our work will be in 1 or 2 years' time after the project has finished. Yeah? So I talked to many customers, clients, people from procurement especially. Yeah, they want to fix everything into a project with clear results and milestones. Yeah? I said, okay, I'm fine. Please give me the description of what are the milestones are and what is the end result. They don't know. They can't describe that. I guess you all know that and you participate from these circumstances. Yeah? But it must be clear for us and for our people that this is a new way of managing people. Yeah? Not giving them already the end goal, yeah, of a project. Say, okay, we need to have an agile working environment, making sure that we keep the old way of working, and to get the innovations, we need the new way of working. Okay. So what is about the people? Yeah, so we from Hayes, we have done a survey with senior executives from a lot of our customers, and here's one statement from Jörg Dierbach, and I will give you a few seconds to read through, and I can take the chance to have a water. So we have asked many customers and companies and senior executives of those, and it was a clear trend that the soft skills of people becoming more and more important instead of the hard skills. Of course, we need people with certain hard skills, yeah. But the majority of our teams in the future will be that they have the right soft skills to work in teams, yeah, to be ready for changes, even if there was a clear roadmap and a clear project plan, but there are some new influences which makes it necessary to change the project plan, and then we need people immediately to change that. Yeah, that means the ability to deal with those uncertainties and risk, as I already mentioned. And to deal with complexity, that means we don't understand what's happened if we make a decision. Yeah? So from the same survey we did, we asked, especially here in the automotive sector, what is the demand for experts who think out of the box? That's what I've already mentioned. Yeah. What is about the industry expertise? Do we need those guys, or do we more need people with a general knowledge about how to work in such a difficult and complex environment? Yeah. What is about the specialists with specific know-how, niche know-how versus cross-topic experience. Yeah, those questions will definitely change our mindset of managing our people and hiring the right people. Okay. So then we ask, what is about making everything with our own stuff, or project by project we maybe ask other people from third parties or self-employed experts to join the team, to get a much better mix of expertise and experience. And so we saw they are much more productive, if there are mixed teams. And this is also something you should think about. Is it necessary to do everything with my own stuff? Do I need to hire people which their skills are outdated maybe in a couple of years? And how can I further develop those people? So if we talk about mixed teams and self-employed experts and consultants, there are more and more countries, especially here in Europe, which the politicians make it very difficult to work with external staff, especially in mixed teams. So I only can give you a hint that you should get some external expertise from maybe lawyers or other consultants and experts who can help you to build that environment into a compliant way. Otherwise, you may struggling with the authorities. Okay. So, oops. So all these circumstances creates a new field of tension in organizations. Is your organization ready for this change? Maybe you are not today, but you should think about what's happened tomorrow. So I give you an example. I had a meeting with the head of cybersecurity from a big European universal bank. He was the former CIO of the CIA, so he's a real expert in cybersecurity. And he asked me, how can I find ethical hackers? That is a funny question, isn't it? So a good question. So they need people, challenging and stressing their systems. Of course, with certain know-how. What is about their crime record? Their police record. So, and then he went to his HR department and asked, can you please find ethical hackers? No. Because there are no ethical hackers out there. So they went out to the market, they tried to hire people in the old way of recruitment. You have no chance to find those people with the old way of recruitment. So in a bank, a HR department, if you don't have a photo with a tie on your CV, forget it. You don't get an interview. It doesn't matter how good your track record already is. No chance. This will change, and the bank has to change, but it's a way. It's a process. It's not something that the head of cybersecurity of this bank goes to the HR department and say, "Hey, I need 10 ethical hackers." It's a huge challenge for a bank, and this is just one example. Think about your organization. What challenges do you have, and who actually is driving that change? Is it you? Is it your top management? Is it HR? A tip from me, don't leave it with HR. It's a joint approach. No, they are very, very good. They're very competent, but they're a little bit slower in terms of change of those things. So you need your operational departments and your top management to be owner of that process. Otherwise, you will fail and maybe end up like companies like Kodak. All right, so some burning questions you may ask yourself. If it works, they're coming up. Is your organization adequately prepared to successfully face the increasing uncertainty which is initiated and forced by the demographic change, the rapid technological developments and the social changes? Can tomorrow's world of work we are currently designing solve complex problems more efficiently, create innovations and ensure core business? Can we satisfy our personal needs in such an environment? Think about it. My final statement here: try out new ways, be experimental, be brave, be inquisitive. Yeah? Otherwise, it's very difficult to get that change. Think about make or buy. Think about strategic partnerships, yeah, to help you, to support you on that way, on that process of change, yeah, so that your worlds of work becoming in the right or getting in the right direction, so that you make sure that the guys from the beach bring the right value. And do not think in silos. Think big, holistically. Yeah? That means total talent acquisition, means have your permanent core staff, have your external workforce, combined with that gives you the best mix of your new worlds of work. Thank you.
Thank you very much indeed, Managing Director Oliver Kumpf. Thank you very much for the presentation, a wide-ranging view of what we need to do within our organisations and personally to be relevant in the workforce as we're moving forward. We have around about, I think, 6 or 7 minutes in our program at the moment. If we have some questions here from the floor, and yes, your hands thrown straight up here, so let's get straight into it. So as succinct as we can with the questions, please.
All right. My name is Charles Frank. I'm a young professional. I'm in a young professional forum steering committee. I'm coming all the way from Tanzania. If you don't know where Tanzania is, it's a beautiful place. I'd like to, the moment you were talking about how the customers of today may not be your customers tomorrow because of that volatility, and the way you described Motorola, something came into my mind. I was reading a book by Simon Sinek, Start with a Why. And in his book, he has this golden cycle. It has 3 spheres. The outer sphere is a what, the middle sphere is a why, a how, and the inner sphere is a how. And most organizations, the way they approach their customers, they normally give them their what do we do, like Motorola or maybe Dell. He described Dell the way that we are selling computers. But he also used Apple in the same book, that they were able to deliver the how. It is difficult most often to share the how with your customer, because it is difficult to explain. The what is able because it's tangible. The how are the processes, the way you do those things. But the how, why you do it, that one is something which is, if you are able to deliver it, then you will have loyal customers. That's why Apple remains relevant even maybe up to today. They came here, they say we are here to challenge the status quo. And now everyone wants to, be part of it, be part of the same thing. So I wanted to put it as more of a compliment and maybe a comment, especially for an organization like FIDIC. What do people perceive of us when they hear FIDIC in the society? With our golden principles, the quality, the integrity, the sustainability. These are our why, but how can we able to deliver them? Because sometimes not to give them the what, the contract, the forms, but if we are able to give them the why we do these things, we'll have a loyal people, and we'll be able to inspire them to take actions. And I think that's what I wanted to do, to ask.
Thank you. Great co-moderator.
Thank you. I think that was essentially the statement rather than a question as such. We have a question here.
Hello, my name is Jos Meerma from the Netherlands. I own a niche company for project managers. And I think about 70% of our time we spend on developing people skills to become better project managers. I think by all standards, I cannot go for like an older generation. However, I have two questions about that. Because I'm not drinking gin tonics while working.
Not yet.
Not yet. Maybe I should start with that. But I want to. I have two questions. The first of all is you mentioned the demands of the next generation, the millennials, if you want to say. What we see is that people in our company say, "Well, I like project management, but last year I did very well with my bitcoins, so I'm off in a different branch, and bye bye." Which leaves us in our company with the feeling the demands of millennials are that high. Is it like a utopia to fulfill them even? And I'm very curious about your thoughts about that, because in business-wise their demands are very high. It's very relevant to work with that. However, there's also like a unfulfillable demand they put on in your company. So that's the first question.
Second question?
And the second question is more in terms of how do you see the way businesses are structured? Where I don't know if you're familiar with holacracy. Well, it's based on cooperation with each other, decision making within the company, not from a hierarchy standpoint. Do you see in your research movements towards that, and can you give a little bit of more information about that?
Okay, so what was the first question?
How to deal with millennials in a respectful way that they bring a value
high demand, and how can we get that challenge? Yeah. Correct. So that is the stretch today. Yeah. So they're coming from university. Yeah. They're getting loaded with a couple of nice things from what they read in social media. So if they read from 10 of their followers, yeah, that they working on the beach, of course they want to work on the beach, yeah, but they have not asked how often they work on the beach, yeah. So if I'm on holiday, I work on the beach as well, yeah. So maybe they are not going deeper into those things, and maybe they are not asking in which industry you're working, yeah. So if you think about the media design industry, yeah, so there it's very easy to work from the beach because there you can be creative, yeah. But if you have hard conceptual work, yeah, on the beach with a gin tonic, it's difficult, yeah. And so I think this is the current stretch, and we need to manage those expectations for those guys today. I don't know what's happened in 10 years, yeah, we will see, but I'm quite sure they get grounded after a period of time, but we will see. Yeah. So, and now what was the second question?
The second question was around the cooperative model of working. Is this correct? Rather than a strict hierarchical structure where there's a shared level of management across a wide range?
So I have it in my organization already. Yeah. So my staff is looking after a certain environment, and they want to have clear instructions, and they're coming to me, can we have a RACI? You know what a RACI is, of course. And I said, why? Yeah. And I'm the old man there. Yeah. So think about agile. Yeah. If we are working in a project environment. Yeah. And every single day we have a new team set up. Yeah. Today I'm working in team 1. Yeah. Tomorrow in team 2. In 3 days again in 1, and then in 2 days in 2. Or 3 or whatever. Yeah. So that means they need to get coached on how they can easily and quickly get or create value into each and every team and each and every task. Yeah. And there are hundreds of methodologies outside. You can read them in the internet somewhere, but you have to think about yourself, what is in your environment the right way to work, but get inspiration from those methods. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. Yeah, I'm not saying this one is the right one or that one. Yeah, but I read this and that, and I combine this for me and my situation.
Thank you very much. Bernd, if you want to answer this, we have right on time, so as swiftly as we can.
Okay.
I'm not going to make a speech, so don't worry. I just have a very quick question. 60-year-old and 20-year-old people have very different skills. The ideal is to have both of these skills combined. So Do you already see situations where you have management teams of 20-year-old and 60-year-old ones that are working at the same, that are working at equal
level? Yeah, it's a question of experience, and what can experience, or what is the importance of experience today? Yeah, I think yes, we still need a lot of experience. So a lot of surveys say experience is not has not that importance in the future as it has today. But today I see exactly what you say, having two different standpoints, two different level of experience into one team, yeah, or within one team, is really a very good way to do that. And yes, I can see a lot of, in our organization especially, a lot of project teams with both, yeah. 20 years maybe not, but 25 after they finished university. Yeah.
Thank you very much indeed, Oliver. This is all the time we have in the session. I get the feeling from the floor that we could have actually gone quite a bit longer here with the aspects of how we can engage with our people and with for the future as well within our organisations. It's been an absolute pleasure having you here at our conference today. And I would like our audience to give a very warm round of applause, please, for the Managing Director of Hayes Talent Systems Solutions, Oliver Cook. Thank you, sir.
Good luck.